Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Flavor and Fiction. This month I decided that for my reading challenge, the category I would do is a book that's going to become a movie this year. And I chose The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I'm really glad I chose this one. And don't worry, there's going to be no spoilers in this. And on the back of watching Black Panther and on the back of Black History Month, I have decided to make black bean quesadillas with corn. So I know some of you have heard about the movie that's coming out, which by the way has a dope cast like Issa Rae, Amanda Sandberg, Common. It looks like it's Anthony Mackie. It's going to be a really good movie. I'm excited for it. So this book is about a young teenage girl who was with a friend when they were pulled over by the police, and her friend ended up getting shot and killed by the police. That is not a spoiler. That's literally like the beginning of the movie. That's what the movie's about. So it's about everything that follows, that happens to the main character. Her name is Star, after her friend is killed. Everything she goes through anger and guilt and grief and hope and healing. But first, let's get started with these black bean and corn quesadillas. First things first, you're supposed to mix everything in a mixing bowl, but my mixing bowl is in the dishwasher, so don't judge me. I'm using a pot, whatever. A 15-ounce can of black beans with, rinse them and drain them. Cup of corn. It says a third cup of salsa. I'm not going to measure that out because I love salsa. I don't care if there's extra. You know what? If I can get it open, stand by. Okay, got the salsa in there. And now we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of taco seasoning. This is the one I'm using, but use whatever you want. I can't get this open either. What is happening? Okay, stand by. Okay, here we are. 2 teaspoons. I don't know how liberal they want these teaspoons to be. So it also says to add cilantro, but little secret about me, I hate cilantro. So back to the book. So yeah, 17-year-old Star is, she doesn't go to school in her neighborhood. Her parents sent her to private school in what they felt was a safer, better neighborhood. But she has to come home, So she ends up doing what a lot of people of color do and developing this, duality where she doesn't want her two worlds to meet. So she goes to a party in her neighborhood that ends up, a fight breaks out. And her friend Khalil grabs her hand and takes her out of the fight. And as he's dropping her home, they're having a conversation in the car. Everything's going fine. And then they're pulled over. And the fear of God sets in both of them. Okay, so you want to put your skillet over medium heat. And the little cooking spray. You don't want anything to stick. So I got these carb balance flour tortillas. Put some of your bean mixture over it. So that's about half the mixture. Then you want to sprinkle some cheese over it, and don't be shy with the cheese. So okay, back to our friend Star. So I'm not going to go in detail about the shooting. I'll let you, we've all been through it and experienced that, in the news and everything. So after that happens, she at first wants to hide the fact that she's the witness because she's afraid. And she becomes withdrawn at school because she feels like, people at school, they don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. They don't have to go home to what I have to go home to. So she gets a little resentful and withdrawn and, goes through all the natural stages of grief. Of course, in the middle of this, I'm going to tell you to put your other tortilla on top. Your nice low-carb tortilla on top. And just wait a second. So yeah, as the cheese melts, you kind of want to press down on this a little bit. Get the outsides to kind of come together. This is a thick quesadilla. Good Lord. I'm doing a horrible, horrible job. I forgot overstuff this quesadilla. Okay, so right now we're waiting for the bottom quesadilla to brown, and when it does, we'll go ahead and flip it over. It looked like it's about to be a mess, but you know what? It's gonna be delicious. Okay, it's time for the flip. Pray for me. Here we go. No problem. People do this every day, right? Right? Here we go. This is gonna be fine. Oh my gosh. Whoa! Oh, I burned it. That hurts my feelings. And I didn't exactly make a smooth transition there. You know what? Whatever. Okay, there we go. There we go. Lost a little filling. But, you know, that's good. I like mine a little crispy. Okay, so while we're waiting for the other side to get just as crispy as the first side, back to the book. So, the main storyline, of course, is Star dealing with her feelings and her friends and her family after, you know, the incident, as they call it. But she also has a lot of side stuff going on. You know, she has the uncle who partially raised her while her father was in jail. Then her father came back, and, you know, he's like the greatest father ever, but there's that kind of dad battle between the two of them. By the way, that's Common and Anthony Mackie, so can't wait for that one. And then she's dealing with the fact that she has a white boyfriend, and she doesn't want her father to know. She feels like her boyfriend's not gonna understand the situation she's going through with her friend, Khalil was his name. So she separates herself, and that is like killing her inside. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna relate to this book and to this movie. And oh my God, I hear that quesadilla like sizzling in the back. Okay, here we go. I turned it off. All right, settle down. Here we go. Let's try this thing. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about before I bite into this crispy quesadilla is that her dad, you know, he went to jail when she was like a baby for drug and gang-related charges. And since coming out, completely turned his life around because he wants to be there for his kids. So he owns a store now. He's living, you know, a crime-free life. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. However, his old contacts are trying to pull him back in the life. So that's another, just another side storyline that really, that's really going to resonate with a lot of people. Because, you know, people, especially people coming out of jail, trying to turn their life around. It's hard when, like, the only life you know is what got you in jail in the first place. So it takes a lot. Like, everyone in this book shows some sort of, you know, courageous moment where they have to make a decision about their life. It's very well written. I'd like to see more from Angie Thomas. So I'm going to put a link to her book and a link to this recipe for this very special Pinterest quesadilla. So yeah, let me dig in. Okay, so it says to cut it in 4 pieces. Oh, that is crunchy. I can feel your judgment, guys. Here we go. Okay. It's tasty, but the carnivore in me is like, where's the chicken? But it's still good. I'm still gonna eat it. I can taste that Cajun crunch that I added on purpose. Okay, so to wrap this video up, I need some sour cream. Okay, sorry. To wrap this video up, read the book, see the movie. I don't know when the movie comes out, but I'm gonna stay on top of that. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm like one of the first people in line. Yeah, so right now I'm about to sign off and finish my delicious Pinterest quesadilla. I think I got some chicken in the fridge.